It's game time. Welcome to the Sports Bant and Prosecco podcast.
They would push it to the last game of the season, that's all.
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
been I think the season's been... for me, it's been indifferent.
Do you know what's jarring for me is how piss poor my team have been. I'm so happy we are where we are. I'm not gonna lie. I'm over the fucking moon. I really am. But it frustrates me. I'm like, y'all played shit, and we still came sixth.
But you know
Can you imagine if you fuckers had played well?
But you know what I put that down to, and I thought about this yesterday, and I'm really pleased for Pochettino because I think he's inherited the team.
Yeah. And he saved himself because the thoughts of...
And he's finally getting these players to do what he wants.
But you know what I think is key, and I think you mentioned it to me this the other day. I already think the biggest reason the team isn't gelling is because I don't think they like each other, and I don't think they hate each other. I just don't think they've bonded. No. They're not playing like they're friends.
Jackson, because I think you thought Jackson and Palmer didn't get on. So I was getting a bit of intel from a Chelsea fan at work, and he was saying no, it's Madueke and Palmer that don't get on.
I know that. I know. I can see it. This is why he's always holding the ball.
Yes.
That's why he never wants to pass the ball.
Yes.
I could have told
But Jackson don't pass either. Not to Palmer.
But you see, Madueke will not pass.
There's respect between the two that don't like each other, Madueke and Palmer.
But to me, that is small team mentality.
Don't like each other.
Yeah, but to me, that is small team mentality. Because surely losing 5-0 is embarrassing because you don't want to fucking pass.
Exactly.
Because you don't like someone. Yeah. Come on, you're not children.
Nah, for real.
But I think wider than that, I just feel like with the team, like some of these teams, when someone scores, if you see the way they celebrate, they're friends.
Your team's very united.
Even at the beginning, I've noticed at the beginning of every game, your team has a little huddle. Yeah. I've noticed it right at the beginning.
Yeah.
They fucking like
United
each other.
We do. United.
Who was it the other day? Who was it the other day? Saka was going to take a penalty, and Odegaard said, "Nah, let Finn take it."
Havertz, because he had
that's it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
But he didn't have to do that.
No,
and Saka didn't have to say yes. Saka was like minor.
Properly, exactly right.
My point is, he's trying Teamwork. He's thinking about his confidence.
But I think so. I think one of the things with Arsenal, and this is a thing that has always been pretty much an Arsenal thing, is when we buy a player, we don't just go by talent. We go by character. We go by... They do a whole thing on their personality. So when they come in, they look for a personality type, right, that can gel with the team, right? And it's always been like that. So we don't just buy the best player. We buy a player that he might not quite be the best, but he will get on with the team.
But I don't think that's specific to Arsenal either. What I'm saying is other teams, you can tell they're mates. You can tell they get on. You can tell.
I think maybe they do the due diligence, like what you're saying.
So when Chelsea, was running up and down buying all their players,
they weren't doing.
They were just saying.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but
that's taken them so long to
gel. Yeah, I hear.
Got all these players.
But also,
whereas we are really mindful
of what
we bring together.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't think that's specific to Arsenal. The reason I say that, I mean, I get that that's your buying scheme, but there's lots of other teams where the boys get on. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I don't think they have prioritised above football. They have going out with each other. They've not prioritized, because even when you watch the England team come together, you can tell.
Southgate's got them.
You can tell he's got them bonding. It's important to him. It's part of the strategy. They have to get on. And remember, these boys are all rivals in other teams. But when they come to England, they're not. They play like they like each other. Or if they don't, they have the good sense to hide it well.
Well, I can't. At that point, I can't talk about other teams because I can only talk about what I see within my team. Because I follow them and I follow all the stuff that's talked about and everything behind the scenes and whatever. And you see, which is why I could say to you about Declan Rice and Nketiah.
Yes,
right, and they spoke about it.
Love that.
And it was even when they did the documentary.
The Amazon
documentary.
That was brilliant.
Right, and you see like
Saka,
right. And Wenger was the same. He looked for a type of player.
I think the problem.
Just a skill.
I hear what you're saying, but I do think.
And that's why they say Arsenal's a family. Arsenal above all other clubs. Right. Arsenal and every club, every player that leaves Arsenal often talks about regret. Yeah. Because it's a family. And it's been like that for years.
No, I agree with you.
And I don't hear other players a lot of players.
And I
they
thought
might
we
have the
had
odd
that.
one, but I don't hear a lot of players saying the club was like a family.
You see, I disagree because I feel like United back in the day used to get
That's
that
what I
quite a
was
bit
just
as well.
gonna
And
say.
that's what I'm
But
saying.
Fergie
But,
days.
yeah, but my point is, you're looking very specifically to Arsenal.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
looking.
what I feel like.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I know what you're
It's her
saying,
team.
but I'm looking overall that I've been watching my team play other teams, and they might not be best friends on the other teams, but you can tell
that they get on.
that they get on.
I'll give you an example.
Irrespective of whether or not they've been picked to get on, you can tell the mentality is greater goods.
Yeah, but then it's aside from what the club does, isn't it? That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Aside from what
was you gonna say, Tina?
I was gonna say, we're gonna talk about Usyk, Eze, and Matete.
Matete.
You see, as we're talking about just the camaraderie of
I want to fling my
you know, the team.
Sorry.
I love it.
These kids, these are young boys.
Yeah.
Compared to your people, they're the same age. But the way they gel and just the other game we watched the other day when they beat whoever they beat 3-1 or whatever.
Man,
Oh, wait, why did you have to mention my team? They played somebody else after, didn't they?
yeah, but they beat you.
But you didn't need to mention that.
Okay.
Even where is? Go on. Even where's that boy gone again? The one that you lot got on loan. Oh God, what's his name?
Greenwood.
No. The one that's abroad. Not Mason. No. the
Oh
other
my
one.
gosh. Sancho.
That's the one. If you see the way that team has embraced him.
Oh
my
yeah.
gosh.
And this is what I mean. I don't think they went, right, he's going to fit in here because personality. I think that's the mentality of the players in terms of someone's new, they're going to feel awkward, different country, blah, blah, blah.
He's gone back to where he was before.
Yeah, it's
True. Okay, so maybe not.
So
But
he knew the setup, he knew the club, he knew the
But my point
chairman and everybody
fair
else.
enough.
He knew that,
I also think another thing with Chelsea's egos. I think that's another a huge thing. Like I watch Jackson. I'm like, honey, you play like a man who puts the ball in the net. Like you act like somebody who puts the ball in the net, but you do not. You got too much vim and too much vigor.
Yeah, but you know,
For someone who don't put the ball in the net.
You think about like Thierry Henry, who had all right to have the biggest ego in the world.
Yeah.
How good he was.
Yeah.
But his ego weren't that.
But this is what I think it's almost this generation of
you think
players.
about Ian Wright, right? Who in his prime, I mean, he broke the record for the amount of goals scored at Arsenal. Dennis Bergkamp, right? These are players that were top draw players, right?
Perez.
But their ego, right? They didn't have an ego. You would see them pass to other players. Thierry Henry would happily pass to someone else.
I do. I was
And
going
it
to say
goes
times
back
have
to when
changed.
No, but
though.
what I'm talking
Brats
about
these days,
is
they're
when you're
brats.
talking about players and
Exactly,
teammates
Clara.
and ego. This is not a new thing.
No.
Right? You, your team, Man United, right? Sheringham and Dwight York did not get on.
But
They did not
like
get on
each
at
other.
all.
I know that.
Right? And they played. And they played well.
So
This
well.
one's about the
they did not play
mentality.
each other.
No,
But they played very well together.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm talking about, the mentality of things.
100%.
Like, so at the problem now, everyone's saying, oh, Mbappe's a bit of an ass. My husband tells me Mbappe's a bit of a see you next Tuesday. He tells me all the time, like, that everyone plays for him, his attitude, the way he behaves. My husband tells me that all the time. Now,
That's why Martinez did that
shade.
celebration with the dolly in the World Cup.
No, but my point was, no shade. How effing dare you? How effing dare you? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like,
for real.
no one player should be bigger than the team. Messi should not be bigger than the team.
But that's what
Ronaldo
I've
should not be
always
bigger than the
said for
team.
years, right? No, Fergie would tell you, and that's what used to piss him off was.
That's why I keep
No,
the
That's
boot
why
in
he dashed the
That's
shoe
why I
at
keep the boot in
Beckham's
Beckham's
head.
face.
Face because you
Then relax, you and your missus are doing too much.
That's what he
Bring
said.
it back,
exactly.
But that's my
bring it back.
point.
Right?
Well,
This-
now
this
you're
son,
right.
This is not what the road was supposed to be going down. This is not what I saw for you.
No.
Okay. Right.
And that is the reason why
And Beckham didn't-
Babian.
yeah.
because
you
he's
had to.
Clara.
Like, he had to. He
Beckham
had to.
didn't talk badly about him. Yes, he had a little
No
cut on his
way.
head. He didn't say a goddamn
No,
word.
no.
He didn't walk. He didn't walk past going,
Different
if I
generation.
speak, there'll be fire.
Different eras.
But it's also, it's
Foolishness.
not just the generation and the eras. I think there was something we spoke about a couple of podcasts ago. We talk about Man United's young players getting too much money.
Yeah.
Right? And so they're above their
Yeah, of
station
course.
before
That
they
is the
even reach
problem,
their
Mel.
station.
That's one of the
right?
biggest
But
problems.
also
It is
the other thing,
generational, though.
The other thing is about them, the young people on the whole,
I was going to say, it is
young
generational.
men
Yeah.
on the whole, not talking about football.
Women as well.
Yeah.
Young girls
Right,
as
young
well.
men, I can talk about a lot of young men, but probably young women too. They will talk about respect. Right?
Okay, so
You want me to respect you, but you also have to respect me.
Absolutely.
Right?
But
This-
equally,
this is
go
a
on.
young person's mentality. Right? The teams have got lots of young people. Right? When I think about Sancho, they talked about, because the leaks coming out of Man U are so bad, they talked about how Ten Hag disrespected Sancho, and the team weren't happy with him.
No, I heard.
For disrespecting Sancho.
Yeah.
And then when he done disrespect him and fling him to go train by himself.
Thank you for so long.
Oh, wow.
How do you do that? Yeah, that's wrong.
Will not. They will misbehave.
That's why Sancho said, I'm not having it.
And young
He
people across the board, they talk about it all the time. When you watch programs with young people and they try to find out what they must stab up them one another and whatever, they will say to you, you need to respect us. Like we respect
but
you.
But that
we will
is generational. And I'm going to say why that is
is
generational. Because like back in my day, I don't know about you lot because you lot are older than me, but back in my day, kids were... It was very much kids were seen and not heard. Your voice, you could be getting told off for something and not have done it and try to tell your parent that you didn't do it and get told off for talking back as opposed to explaining yourself.
Just open your mouth?
But my child now, and this is why I think the mindset has shifted. I give her every opportunity. I said, Naz, I already know I'm going to light your ass up, but I give you the opportunity to be heard. So it comes back to what you're saying. They have to feel like they're being respected.
Absolutely.
No, but and also, you say generational, is societal. Society has changed, right?
Yes.
So society, and by that, society now, I'm not saying you should, but now you can't beat your kids.
Nope.
You can't this, you can't that. They have all these rights. They've told at school that they have these rights.
Yeah, but what's that based on?
No, but this is societal, right? So
it's generational.
So of course it becomes generational because everything's shifted.
When
I was at school, you had corporal punishment. You had the cane when I was at school.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but what's happened
different now.
But what's happened as a result? What is the key? Okay, so you're telling me the people let me finish. You're telling me the people that washed out the mouths, because that's what happened at schools, yeah? When you took sport, you get your mouth. No, when I was at school, I remember there was a boy called
Anyway,
and he had his mouth washed out with soap.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not the teacher for swearing.
Are you
serious? Here's the thing. The teacher's not the one that goes, oh, we shouldn't treat kids like that anymore. No, it's Martin who goes, I don't want that for my kids. It's Martin that goes, that ain't happening to my children. It's Martin that goes, that's abuse. So it is generational.
No, but what I'm saying is I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
I'm actually agreeing with you. Society has changed. It's shifted.
Because the generation.
So generational.
That's
right.
It's
generational. Because
generational.
everything has shifted.
changed.
So what it was like for me in the 70s and what was acceptable is now my mum would go to jail, potentially.
Yes.
But why
I'm
is
not
it
saying
changed? But why is the mind shift is what I'm saying?
Because I don't know, there's more research done on children.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The
right.
No, but I think it comes down.
Psychologically, mentally.
When I talk to Vanessa, who works in a nursery, and she talks about the research and the this and the that, and how it's different to what it was.
It is.
When I was growing up, they were winging it. They were winging it.
I think you lot are giving. I think you lot are giving.
What they were doing, they're just winging it.
No, but I do feel like you lot are giving too much props to research and things. I feel the fact of the matter is, look at your own experience. Look at how you were treated by your parents, and you have actively gone.
But that's the whole
without
point.
the research. I have actually gone. I'm not doing that. I'm not sending my kid to bed in tears. I'm not doing
We
it.
agree.
So the
We
mind
agree
shift.
in agreement.
No, but I don't think it's just the research. What I'm saying is,
collectively.
and that's my point. We've experienced, like for instance, this is going a little bit wild. Okay, this guy I'm checking the time. This is going a little bit wild. My mum generation were the first. They had their parents, yeah. They all had most of them all had their parents lived in a 2-parent household, yeah. They all then went and had children, and they didn't stay with their partner. So we are normally speaking, we are the first generation who didn't have our both parents in the same household. Now, my mum didn't know the effects that would have on me because she didn't experience it. So she couldn't change the narrative. It comes down to the next generation who experience things to go, yeah, we're not doing that no more. And that's my point. That generation didn't know how much harm they were causing with beating, with because they didn't experience it.
To kind of finish that point, I remember a sign that I saw when it was the whole George Floyd Black riot was happening. There was a girl who had a sign and it said, "I am not my ancestors. I'ma fuck you up."
That's it.
That always
That's it.
I will never forget that. And it goes to the point exactly to that. That's literally it. It just changes, but I think it's both. Absolutely.
I remember my mum telling me why you left.
Generation.
But I think the biggest thing,
single people, individual decisions to say I'm not having it. Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
I agree with you. It's a generational thing.
Absolutely.
Right? Because you're a different generation to your mum.
This is it.
So it's generational.
Yeah.
Right? But it's
which is
societal.
generation.
It's a
No, but the thing is,
combination of many
I
things.
do think the biggest thing is the generational shift has caused society
Of
to flip.
course.
Because we're the ones telling our parents that's
But
wrong.
that's how it starts. It's from somebody. Somebody decided they're going to start cancelling somebody, right? I'm just saying. So a person, it all starts with an individual, right? So then it becomes societal because then it's like, oh, someone else is cottoning onto it. Well, guess what? They did this. Me Too movement started because you spoke up. Because guess what? We're now in a time that I can speak.
Yeah.
Because society is allowing it.
And we also have social media that allows the words to get out.
Point. Absolutely.
I'll give you a good example. My father, we were fine. We always get beats, blah blah blah. You weren't allowed to speak. Da 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 da. We have 8 and 10-year-old siblings. I was on the phone to Dad, video call, and he turned round and shouted at my little sister. And it was like, it's almost like I could see myself. It was
triggering.
horrible. As soon as he came back to the phone, he started smiling. I said, Dad, do you realize what you've just done? That was horrible. Why did you have to
And
speak
that's what
to
I
her
mean by
that
the
way?
generational, because he still thinks it's okay.
Yeah, because he really thought that was
The
teaching her.
change is coming from you.
I said, no, you've got to say sorry. He said, and he's like, oh. I said, no. You've got to say sorry because that was not necessary. The way you honestly spoke to her, that was not nice, Dad. My dad said sorry to my 8-year-old sister, and I don't think she's ever heard him say sorry or speak to her in a calm manner. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And he's like, you know what? Thank you for correcting me.
But then it goes back
Actually
to also
said thank you
how
for
they
correcting
grew
me
up.
because
But they didn't like it and they still did it. Whereas we didn't like it and we're not doing it.
Right?
I remember my mum telling me one time, I remember one time she told me, why are you letting my child talk back to me? I said, no, she ain't talking back to me. She's communicating with me. But that mindset lets me know you haven't changed. And you still see my child saying, no, mum, but as her talking back. No, she has every right. Listen, kids will, human beings will lash out. How many times have you had an argument with your partner and the frustration isn't that you want them to agree with you, but the fact that you're not feeling like you're being heard. You can still turn around and say, I disagree, but just being heard.
Hear me.
Mate, I've been humbled by it to the point where I'm like, am I a shit mum then?
Dramatic.
No, but that's what you
really just talked. I'm like,
but it's the balance, right?
He's telling you
All
what he
these
feels.
things that we're saying. So how you're brought up, that how you choose to be different. Because I chose to be different with my kids, but then it's like in the moment as well. When my son's coming to tell me stuff, I'm like, I'm gonna have to humble myself. But it's the first time I'm hearing this.
But it's hard.
So he's expressing himself, and you're reading this, and you're like, damn, really? So, damn, I've been doing a good job. Do you know what I've been doing for you?
There you go. You know what I mean? You're messing
How
really
dare
bad.
you talk to tell me about this? But I had to.
Yeah.
In that moment, it's kind of not about you, isn't it?
No, it's not. And
Yeah,
that
for
was
sure.
the
And that's what he
realization.
was saying to her. It's not about
you.
you.
Yeah,
It's about
It's
me.
about me.
And that's why now I'm more like, we have our kids, but I don't own my child. They are their own person. They're an individual. They're going to make their own decisions. I'm not in control of you. Yes, I carried your birthday, but I'm not your
owner.
No, I don't own you.
Not anymore, anyway.
So you do you. I'm here for support, but we talk. I tell you what.
And the thing is
was hard. That was hard, but
how much peace did that bring you as well?
Right. Living my best.
That's what I'm saying.
Ain't got no time for this.
Do you know what I mean? Because you can have a conversation with your kids. You can listen to them. And not go off the whack. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, well, parents often. I remember my mum saying, "Why don't you talk to me?" And it's only now as an adult, and I realised because you weren't my safe space.
That's right.
You were not my safe space, and that's not an insult to you, but that's just a fact. You weren't my safe space. But you know what? I will be the safe space for my children.
Tarika, Darian sometimes, like when he comes around and then he hears me and Tarika talking, because obviously Darian left home ages ago. But he'll be like, wait, did you just say that to mum? And then Tarika's like, yeah. And then she's like, but I can't say that to mum. Tarika's like, no, but you can.
You can.
Because you don't live it. You don't
and
have
it's
that.
not like it's
that
a rude
every day
thing.
that you can
No,
think.
but this is the thing. It's not like he's being rude,
It's
but he can just talk. He can just say what he's saying. And
the times when Titi tells me something, I say, oh.
Mate.
Sorry, what did you just say?
Well.
What about you and Davida?
Well, I am my mother's child.
How so?
I ain't gonna lie. So my go-to is in my head. I don't say it out loud. Is just listen to me.
I feel like we all feel like that.
Just listen to me.
Exactly.
I feel like we all feel like that.
And then, but I ain't gonna lie, my missus has been really good. So I will sit down and talk.
Yeah.
And I'll say to her, well, why? What? You did this. You have a reason for doing this, right? Because I know you're not nuts.
Their default is,
right?
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I said to her,
You're not
and
dumb
I
about it.
know, right? You're too intelligent not to know why you did it. So just tell me why you did it. I said, I ain't gonna hit you, am I? Right? What's the worst I can do? Take away your phone?
Yeah,
'Cause that's the only thing that seems to hurt. Right? But my instinctive response,
Of course.
is often, I said it, just do it.
Oh, absolutely.
But we don't want duppy children, follow children either.
No, but we give her a voice because what we wanted is we wanted a child that would be strong,
Yeah.
that would be independent, that would be not afraid,
Yeah.
right? So we created a monster.
Isn't that
You
a great
haven't. You
thing?
created.
No, you're
You're her safe
we created a
space.
monster in our
You're
house.
her safe space.
Yeah, and that's
yeah,
what I was just going to say. It goes back to what you were saying, the safe space. You've given to Money a safe space. Do you know what I mean? And I have to say, Tariko actually, says the other day, is I'm really proud of Auntie Tina.
Yeah, I agree. You've definitely
proud
come
of
leaps and
how-
bounds.
I
and
have.
Yeah,
definitely.
you have. I'm proud
really
of you.
have.
Honestly, my God, talking about strict. Oh, Lord Jesus, poor
I
petal.
really have. I really have.
You have
Calm
come
down.
leaps and bounds.
But I still have sleepless nights now. I'll be up at 2 o'clock the other day. Hold on. That makes sense in my head. Until 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, okay, it's still not making sense. Next day, Titi, I think we need to talk.
Come, let me chat to her real
I need
quick.
to sleep tonight. So can we have this chat properly so you
Conversation
can
about it.
explain? And you're, all right, then fine.
See, mine
Nah,
is
maybe.
slightly different, as in my child tells me too much. Too much detail. She wants to show me too much stuff that as a mum I shouldn't see and I shouldn't hear.
Yeah.
And to the point where but in my head I'm like, oh, but you got to say, you know what, Lou, because if you tell her no enough times, she will
now
stop. So endure.
That's exactly with Tariko. I remember him being and don't forget, boy, right? Tariko was so free and just tell me anything. And she put one time he had something below, and I'm like, he's like, Mum, can you come and have a look at this, please? What's this? I'm like, look at where? He's like, down the private. I'm like, excuse me? He's like, yeah. And he's like, but you're my mum, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you made yourself a safe
And I
space.
thought, you know what?
Fair dues.
Okay, you're fine. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But the fact is,
He
and
felt
that's the
comfortable
thing.
enough.
Yeah. Say
Imagine not saying something, God forbid, obviously. But imagine not saying something and having to deal with that
What have
mentally
you
by
always said
yourself.
over the years that I'm lucky that the boys, especially
Talk to you.
Tariko tells me things about his friends.
I've
he'll talk to
modelled
me. Do you know
how
what
I
mean now?
raise my children on her.
I love that. Thank you so
I've
much.
modelled
I'll
it.
take that as a
From before I had
compliment.
kids, I was like, okay, the boys tell her everything.
Yeah,
Like,
they do.
da-da-da-da-da.
They do.
And I modelled how I am with my children. I was like, I've always said to you, I want my kids to
Yeah.
do the same. I want my kids to do the same.
Yeah.
So I modelled what I'm doing on
That's
her.
good.
Even if things take them long, to tell me,
Yeah.
eventually,
We'll always get
Tariko
there.
will still tell me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
You
what we
know,
have because we also
absolutely.
have a 17-year-old, so they often don't want to communicate because that's just that's their fixed position. But sometimes I'm like, excuse me, come downstairs, please. Right, have a seat. I ain't seen you for like 4 days.
It's going on.
What's happening?
Exactly.
You can have a lowdown
Nothing.
on what's going
So
on.
don't tell me nothing because
When does
something's
that
happening.
start? Because at the moment, I can't shut my kids up.
Right. So for me,
No, I'm not even joking.
For
I'm
me,
not even joking.
I think it started probably, I reckon about 15.
Okay, so it might happen to me next year.
Yeah, it started. Then she got to 16,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just boom. It's like come for your dinner, gets the plate, and it was a thing in our house. Everybody sat around the dinner table and ate. Gets her plate, goes
Off she
upstairs.
goes.
Right. Sometimes I have to say to her, Virgin, make sure you bring down the
Titi
plate.
does that. That's she.
And she just
My kids ain't allowed to do that. I'm just scared of my ass. So.
like no, she goes up, and it doesn't matter how much you say.
Yeah.
She still,
She still
She
yeah.
will go upstairs.
Yeah.
But I remember doing that. I remember my mum saying to me when I was probably about Davina's age, I grunted. I didn't communicate. I just grunted.
Oh, you can't eat dinner in the bedroom. We were
Yeah,
going
And,
nuts.
I lived
Mate.
in my room.
No, we.
No, I don't remember all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I don't remember having
Listen.
that privilege.
Yeah.
Same.
Dinner,
Nah.
we ate dinner
Yeah.
together.
No.
You could not go to sleep without the dishes being done.
Yep.
The bin had to be out. The floor had to be mopped.
Yeah.
I have to say, for the strictness, It's made me who I am today.
Yeah,
I'm
I always say that to mum. Always say that to mum.
I like.
I was
my
spoiled.
things
I have to
in
learn how
its
to do that, all that
place.
stuff.
No,
Yeah.
everything's got to be in its place. I'm
I
tired.
didn't learn to change my bed sheets until I went to university.
Huh?
Mum did it. and the day we arrived, she did it.
But
So a week later, I was like,
Did you call her mum? The beddings need
I've got my
changing,
bed sheets
mum.
to do it for me. I said, what do you mean? I said, I don't know how to do this. Come and do it for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I went and had to use the washing machine. We were coddled.
You were.
Even I taught myself to cook.
For African girls.
We were coddled.
So you didn't get why I got
You're
you
good
just
cooking,
stand up on the chair. My mum was like, right now you're gonna learn how to
Thank
see some
you,
meat.
right? Exactly.
And I'm standing there like, oh.
Yeah.
And then you rub it in, and it wasn't no teaspoon of this. It's like
And
You want to, if you go in the kitchen and watch her, then you pick it up that way. But
and then washing up, I remember chair under the sink.
Yes.
So I can stand up in the sink and wash the dishes.
no, we never did none of that.
Classic. Oh yeah, mate. Listen.
But you see,
Me and
Davina
Tina
come
with the household
all right because she come with that dishwasher.
The boys just
But she has to load it though. That's another task.
Huh?
Loading it is another task.
Loading it, unloading it, and then washing up the stuff that don't go in the dishwasher.
What did you say? Dishwasher.
Yeah.
These were the dishwashers.
No,
yeah.
I'm saying
Dishwashers.
I got this person now as well.
Yeah, and I tell you what, when my last one broke down, I nearly went mad because I thought I was going to lose my mind. For me, it's not a luxury; it's a necessity.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
No, my kids do it on rotation.
No,
I
but you
don't-
see, you like 5 of you. There's only 2 of us.
Oh, for real,
Somebody
for real.
I
But I done this
I
when I was by myself.
It's just,
Nah, I
you
don't know
know.
about that one. No.
But I have to say, my son gets lazy. Do you know what?
Yeah.
Tariq's a sport brat. Since he moved back in, moving out and then moving back
Of course.
in. Oh my gosh, I'm like, Tariq, can you do the dishes? Yeah. And he knows, because mum's a bit anal.
Of course.
She's going to do it. Can you clean this? Yeah. 2-2s, I'm doing it. Today he came in. Oh, the flat smells fresh. That is literally what he said. Right? Oh, it's fresh in here today. I was like, yeah, because I cleaned, I hoovered, and I've sprayed, and you know. And he's like, yeah, mum, it smells fresh. I said, yeah, but the bathroom is still waiting for you.
I know.
And he's like,
Right? So you're doing the bathroom.
And just before we sign off, let's quickly Tyson and Usyk tonight.
I forgot what time we're going to. You know, I'm just
Yeah, what time? Come on, quick.
To 10. Right, so I'm going for Tyson.
I'm saying Usyk.
I want Usyk.
I want Usyk, but I'm going for Tyson.
I think
I'm going for Usyk as well.
Oh yeah, I'm going to go Usyk.
Oh my gosh, Clive, make a decision in your life.
Look at.
Oh Lord. Tyson.
Okay, so 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Yeah, I want. Don't get me wrong. I want Usyk to win, but I
But
looked at the
you're
shape
taking-
of Tyson and I'm like,
And Tyson, and this goes to show you, Tyson is taking Usyk
this one's serious.
seriously.
Well, good
I
because
ain't seen him, you know.
I feel like
I ain't
after the
seen him.
after the Ngannou fight, people are starting to doubt. He's got to show them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you was right when you said Tyson took Ngannou lightly.
Yeah, he did take him lightly.
He went away for a 6-week nutritional camp
He's an Egypt.
to lose
His
weight.
dad went and headbutted.
His dad.
His dad went and headbutted somebody in the Usyk
Did
camp.
you see Usyk's response?
Yeah.
What
in
did
the
he say?
interview.
He says we're not animals.
Something
Because
or
like we're
something.
not animals, we're not thugs, you know, we fight. But he said the Fury father, the Fury father.
father.
He is my friend. He is my friend. But you're basically saying we're not animals.
Yeah, just
We're
relax.
sportsmen.
Yeah.
I like him. He comes
Yeah.
across so
That's
well.
what I like.
To
for
be
sure.
to be fair, when they interviewed Tyson after
Well, I saw the dad's interview.
He actually, I was quite surprised because I thought he was going to be all kind of ghetto-y, like, yeah, my dad, and he's right, but he was actually like, no, we're sportsmen.
That's good.
And we respect each other.
The problem
And
with
I
his
was
dad.
blown away.
Problem with his dad is his dad doesn't know how to fall back. It's not about you, sir.
Yeah,
It's
you're
not
right.
generally.
We're
No,
fighters,
but
we're
generally
ballers, you know, we're not
speaking,
taking
he
off-
always makes things
It's
about
like he
him.
don't
Yeah.
realise this man's from the Ukraine, you know.
No, but forget that for a split sec. Tyson
Yeah,
Fury's
son,
dad
man.
always makes
Makes
shit
it
about
feel
him.
bad.
He doesn't know how
Yeah.
to fall back and let your son
Yeah,
take the sun
he needs to
shine.
fall back.
Bollocks, man.
Fall motherfucking back.
But yeah, so, but I'm looking forward to the fight tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. We're
I
going to be,
think
come on, Usyk, get in, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Right, and we're off to go and watch it in my house.
Right,
But in the
yeah, so
meantime,
we're watching the fight.
I've been Lou.
I'm T.
I'm your lady, Miss C.
I'm Mel.
Mad Mel.
And you've been watching Sports, Bants, and Prosecco. See you next week.
And we're out.
Deuces.
Peace out.
Peace out.